What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at the most shocking last-minute rumors that you need to know for WWE Backlash 2025. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Number 1. Jacob Fatu turns face. Now, could Backlash finally be the night in which Jacob Fatu turns babyface? Fatu is set to defend his US title in a fatal 4-way against LA Knight, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, and it's been heavily teased on WWE television that Solo Sikoa is trying to sabotage Fatu's success. This was even directly called out by SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis, so it appears that the end is nigh when it comes to the relationship between the two cousins. Now, could Sikoa cost Fatu the US title and we end the fatal 4-way with Fatu embarking on a rampage and seeking revenge on his cousin? It's very possible. However, with Fatu only winning the US title 2 weeks ago, it's likely that he has an extended run with the title. Jacob Fatu is on the borderline when it comes to his babyface status, and it's only a matter of time before WWE commits all the way to Fatu being a major player in the company. Number 2. LA Knight turns heel. There have been also calls from fans, predominantly since WrestleMania 41, to see LA Knight turn heel. Some fans believe that LA is stagnant in his babyface role and he needs a heel turn to finally break out of the mid-card. Now, could Backlash be the place the heel turn goes down? For this to work, LA has to either cheat to win or screw over a fellow babyface in the match to get a big W. This would be extremely risky as LA remains insanely over with the audience, and if WWE aren't careful, they could end up turning one of the most organically over babyfaces on the roster for the sake of it. Number 3. The rise of McIntyre. Now, it's been reported since WrestleMania 41 that Drew McIntyre is now set for a mega push as we head into the summer. McIntyre competing for the US title at Backlash seems like a step down for the former WWE champion, and surely he should be on the hunt for the WWE All-World title. Nevertheless, it's possible that McIntyre makes his intentions known at the PLE. McIntyre could easily lose the fatal 4-way match, avoid being pinned, and then cut an intense promo backstage where he states that he's going to become world champion again and nothing can stop him. One strong idea would be for McIntyre to attack the winner of the main event. Backlash 2025 going off the air with McIntyre holding up the WWE title would create a fantastic buzz, and it would lead to a surge of interest heading into the next few weeks at WWE television. Number 4. Becky to win gold? That's finally happening. One of the new women's mid-card titles is said to be defended on a premium live event. Lyra Valkyria will defend the women's Intercontinental title versus Becky Lynch, and due to the feud only getting started, it seems unlikely that Valkyria drops the title. However, with Lynch being one of the biggest names on the roster, WWE may want to have Lynch represent the new title, so it wouldn't come as too much of a surprise to see Lynch win the title at Backlash. One strong possibility is that the match fails to have a clean finish. Lynch could get disqualified, and this will protect both women and allow the feud to continue as we head into the summer months. WWE urgently needs to reset the mid-card for the women, as having recently cut an array of names from the roster, there's a lack of women on the hunt for the two respective mid-card titles, and this could cause problems for the company down the line. Number 5. Scott Steiner returns. Now, the idea of Scott Steiner returning to WWE television at Backlash is crazy to fathom, yet it could legitimately happen. Steiner has publicly accepted Pat McAfee's request to support McAfee if he needs him in his battle against Gunther, and this could lead to Steiner making a cameo at the event itself. It's been decades since Steiner was involved in any kind of physicality in WWE, and the visual of Steiner facing off against Gunther is interesting to say the very least. The McAfee vs Gunther matchup is a rather untraditional matchup, so it's likely that there will be lots of bells and whistles involved in the layout of the match, and Steiner could be one of the names who could make a special guest appearance. There are various other names that could even be involved, as Michael Cole is one name that could get physical. Locking in an ankle lock on Gunther would be incredibly funny, and the run-ins from the likes of Ludwig Kaiser and potentially even members of the Pat McAfee show team are highly probable. I mean, if Cole did have the lock-in on Gunther, the IWC would have a complete meltdown. Number 6 is Goldberg costing Gunther. Goldberg is said to have his final ever pro wrestling match at some point in 2025. Whilst we are unsure of when the day of the match will be, there are rumors of the matchup potentially occurring at SummerSlam or even one of the Saudi Arabia events. Goldberg was involved in a heated confrontation with Gunther at the Bad Blood event last year, and this is yet to have a payoff. Surely WWE have to book an interaction between the two before Goldberg retires. Gunther would be an outstanding choice for Goldberg's final match. Whilst Gunther is indeed extremely technical, he is able to work with anyone, and his slow, methodical style could be highly beneficial to the WWE Hall of Famer. Goldberg returning at Backlash and costing Gunther the match versus Pat McAfee would be a surefire way to reignite the feud and give fans a solid reason to actually care about the matchup itself. Some fans may be critical of the idea, as Gunther, who is a former world champion, losing to an announcer isn't a great look. This, however, somewhat protects him. Additionally, it would be a foregone conclusion that Gunther would secure the W over Goldberg when the time came for the two to finally come to blows. Number 7. This is how John Cena will win. A footage of the infamous finish to the John Cena vs Randy Orton match from No Way Out 2008 has been going viral recently on social media. The finish to this match saw Orton deliberately slap the referee to get disqualified and therefore retain the WWE title. Now, there have been calls to see WWE redo this spot, but this time with the roles reversed. This will play extremely well into Cena's motivation of trying to ruin pro wrestling, yet Backlash 2025 going off the air with a DQ finish wouldn't exactly be the most exciting way to close out the show. WWE needs to hit a home run with this event following a negatively received WrestleMania, and replicating this spot for the match finish isn't the way to go about it, even if it does make John Cena the worst heel ever. Number 8. John Cena turns face. Now, it seems likely that John Cena reverts to his babyface persona before the year is out. When exactly Cena will turn babyface is unclear, but the seeds could be planted at Backlash. WWE could potentially book a storyline that sees Cena go through his back catalogue of opponents, starting with Randy Orton and each of them questioning Cena's moral compass. Now, in time, Cena eventually sees the error of his ways and realizes that he's been corrupted and he's ultimately made the wrong decision to turn against the audience. This could play out in the match in a number of ways, as the two could offer mutual respect following the match, or Cena could go to cheat in the match but have reservations about screwing over one of his biggest competitors. Number 9. Randy Orton wins at number 15. If there's ever a specific time for Randy Orton to win another WWE title, the Backlash event could be it. The event will take place in Orton's hometown and the crowd will be rabid for Orton, and they don't want to see the title change hands. Cena only getting a 3-week reign would be somewhat underwhelming, but this will still be 7 days longer than his 16th reign as world champion back in 2017. Backlash closing out with Orton winning the big one again would be an iconic moment, and whilst it's unlikely, it's hard to imagine anyone that would have an issue with WWE going all the way with Orton as the guy one final time. Number 10. The American Nightmare is back. A former WWE champion Cody Rhodes is set to return to WWE television at some point in May, but what if the American Nightmare made his return at the end of Backlash? Backlash could see John Cena successfully retain the WWE title, only for him to viciously attack Orton in the closing moments of the show. Rhodes could then make his heroic return to WWE, saving his longtime friend in the process. The WWE is at a stacked month ahead with Backlash, Saturday Night's main event, and Money in the Bank all taking place within the next month, so they need their big players back in the mix. Whilst it may be seen as too soon for Rhodes to return to WWE programming following WrestleMania, his star power and energy is badly missed from the Blue brand, and he's needed back sooner rather than later. And number 11, The Rock returns. Now, The Rock landed in hot water following WrestleMania. The Rock's complete absence from the Cody Rhodes vs John Cena feud led to a lot of disappointment from fans. The fact that he didn't bother to show up at WrestleMania was a detriment to the quality of the match itself. The Rock would respond to this criticism during an interview with Pat McAfee, but this interview made things worse, as The Rock basically refused to take any accountability and was even critical regarding the key elements of the match finish. Could it be possible that The Rock addresses this fan resentment by finally showing up at Backlash? The Rock showing up at a seemingly random show such as Backlash would be an unusual move, but stranger things have happened. The Rock previously showed up at 2 B-level PLEs, those being Bad Blood and Elimination Chamber respectively, so it isn't out of the question. Could The Rock cost Orton the title and this leads to a dream match pitting The Rock and Cena versus Orton and Rhodes down the line? It's certainly ambitious fantasy booking, but The Rock is a complex individual that cares deeply about his public image, and he may decide that the best course of action is to return to television as an active character in the hopes of fleshing out Cena's lukewarm heel persona. But there you have it, folks, 11 shocking last-minute rumors that you need to know about WWE Backlash 2025. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.